You both want to get married, right, and have children?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that you are more desirable or less desirable to a future husband when you post suggestive or naked pictures online?
I think that we're entitled just as much as other people.
No, you're totally entitled. You have freedom to do it. I'm asking a different question. Are you more desirable or less desirable for a man?
It's always been the same for me. Like,
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is another video of Charlie KIRK, and this one is titled Models Get Massive Wake Up Call by Charlie. So let's just get right into the video. Yeah.
If you had to choose between, if you could only pick one, marriage or career, which would you choose? If you had to choose. Can we do that?
Yeah, can I add one thing? So is it great, amazing career or beautiful, healthy family?
That's correct.
Okay, that was
if you had to choose. Now, you can have both in life, but if you could only pick one.
I would say marriage.
Marriage.
Yeah, the healthy family.
Family.
marriage.
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 Marriage. And can I answer the other question?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I actually want to back him up on, you're not really in your prime once you turn 30. I know I got married at age 23. I mean, I was pretty, I was an athlete, married the wrong guy, became obese.
Oof.
Yeah, not now, obviously. But yeah, once I divorced him after I turned 30, the dating pool was vastly smaller.
Well, thank you for defending me. I could have used you a couple months ago.
Yeah,
So
I'm in Phoenix, so.
No, that's right. We should talk. No, and the last question that I'll ask is, I want you to think about it. If every single one of you said marriage, are you making deliberate steps every day to get closer to that goal, or are you making steps to get closer to the career goal?
Starting with you, go ahead.
Because I believe that in a marriage, since you're coming together as a contractual agreement, I do want to provide to a certain extent, just in case my husband can't. I am going towards a career.
Okay.
At the moment.
No, and I only ask just, and again, we don't have to go on the horn. I think it's important, though, to answer your question. Far too often, we do not tell young ladies, if you have to prioritize one more than the other, would you rather have your tombstone say, CEO of a shoe company, or loving mother of 3 children and a wife? And if you would rather have loving mother and, of 3 children and a wife, then you should prioritize that more in your early 20s than your career or going to college. Because the tragedy is there are far more single early 30-something women in this country than married 30-something women in this country. It's the fertility rate's the lowest ever been, marriage rate's the lowest ever been, and it's because we tell young ladies you can wait forever to do this, and that's not the case for everybody. It's the case for some people, but not the case for everybody, and I think it's a tragedy.
I think while even you have a family, you should...
I'm trying here, man.
Even when you have a family, you should still have, what happens when the kids are done and they graduate and they move on out of the nest? What does a woman do then?
Grandkids.
Does a woman just take care... Well, that's assuming
that's
that
a really
your
smart question, though.
to.
In fact, we are doing everything the opposite. We should say, focus on family formation in your early 20s, then go to college in your late 30s.
Sure. But what if you marry
Because college
the wrong
will always
person?
be there.
Or...
No, that's a very fair point. Love and life come with a huge risk.
Sure.
But the greater risk is dying alone.
But I feel like we also have to acknowledge the fact that one of the reasons why so many women don't want to prioritize marriage right now, just straight out of you're 18, let's work on getting married and having kids and then think about college, is because college gives you so many opportunities that you can focus and work on that directly. You come out of college, you have all these open doors. Whereas if you're 18 and you decide not to go to college because you want to prioritize a marriage, that can go wrong in so many other ways where you have no backup plan. Now you're 25 making minimum wage, so much farther behind towards a marriage than the woman who already graduated college, who has financial stability to be able to have kids and provide for her kids. So that's where
that's a fair point. You could always go back to college. I'll reiterate that. However, that's not the problem in America. The problem right now, as it is, because the problem you're talking about was the problem in the 1960s, which is what Gloria Steinem said. If my husband left, I would have no way to feed myself. That was the core essence of her critique. If my husband left, I would be having to go to get food stamps because I have no skills except being a stay-at-home mom, which, by the way, is the most important thing ever, being a stay-at-home mom, but that's a separate issue. But right now in America, we've gone to the other extreme, which is you could delay it. You can delay it. You can have kids whenever you want. And we have 15 to 20 million single women in the country that have great careers.
And I feel like another reason why women right now, it's so hard for them to just prioritize having kids is because if you haven't gone to college, got the education, you don't have a husband who also is very financially stable, who's gonna provide for those kids? You know what I mean?
Well,
we're in times where it's so
I
iffy.
don't sympathize with that argument as much. First of all, if you get married, by definition, your costs go down because you have two people then paying for rent, right, or for a mortgage. So you can actually consolidate income. But studies actually show men earn more as soon as they get married and have children. Something primal kicks into us where we take a second job, we work extra hours, we figure it out. Men are super simple, women are very complicated. Men, as long as we feel appreciated, we feel noticed, and we feel special, and we see our role and our purpose, we will go to the ends of the earth to feed our family. We'll figure it out. And I think we're underselling American men. We say, oh, I wait until I'm 27 or 28. That's fine, but look at the cost of that. And the cost is, right now, just as we're clear, we are on pace 10 years out from now, we're going to have 20 million 40-something women that never got married or have kids, but they have big apartments and they go on lots of vacations. And I also think that's one of the reasons we're seeing the suicide rate, the anxiety problems, the depression problems in our country. Do you have a thought? Or
Yeah, I just feel like how many people that are like, or how many males that are 20 are like ready to get married and like ready to
Great
have a
question.
family.
So the question is, which one leads which? Men, yes, but in the 1950s or 1960s, the time we're supposed to hate, young ladies looked at it was my task to find a husband before the age of 25. And it was like the most important thing for them. Now, that came with a lot of costs. Some people would say that it was handcuffs and, being in prison. But if young ladies, first and foremost, no offense to my two Australian friends, got off of OnlyFans and stopped, posting naked pictures of themselves online and made themselves harder to get, men would step up to the plate. One of the reasons why men are grown infants is because women are so easy to get right now in America. There's no desire, there's no hunt, there's no search. So you can be a grown infant and you can get sex. When it used to be in 1950s, women would be like, I'm not giving myself over to you. You're a man-child. Like, you don't even pay rent. You have nothing going for you. When now, unfortunately, you can pay $10 a month to go see a woman naked. No offense. Well, actually, kind of offensive, but
Aren't
that's
you
a
guys
separate
like
issue.
$5?
But
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry.
but I'm saying
that's
that.
okay.
But to my OnlyFans friends here, do you think that you both want to get married, right, and have children?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that you are more desirable or less desirable to a future husband when you post suggestive or naked pictures online?
I think that we're entitled just as much as other people.
No, you're totally entitled. You have freedom to do it. I'm asking you a
Yeah.
different question. Are you more desirable or less desirable for a
It's
man?
always been the same for me. Like, I've always received love the same way, and that's pretty. Like, I didn't really receive it. They all looked at me the same from the beginning.
How do you know how men look at you?
Because when I talk to them, I usually fall head over heels for them, and they all view me the same way. So whether or not I'm doing OnlyFans and selling my body, or not doing OnlyFans and selling my body, I'm still looked at the same way. They still think that of me.
Yeah, you don't know the male mind very well.
But they've already told me themselves.
And men are really good liars. Do you know that?
True.
Then how could you know they're telling the truth?
I don't know. I just take their word for it.
You just said they're good liars.
Well, I don't know.
I'd say a lot of the guys that I know are more, I guess, the higher value type guys.
And there's actually-
they don't take OnlyFans girls seriously.
No, yeah,
and
just-
they
Yeah,
will never
but
look at them for marriage.
some people actually do want OnlyFans women and want to marry OnlyFans women and have kids with OnlyFans women.
Erroneous!
But very few.
Erroneous!
Well, hold on.
Very
No, do you think those men are virtuous, high-quality men that won't cheat on you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like it, but it's actually really normalized in my area.
No, the fact that it's normalized is not the point. The point is it good? Is it right to post suggestive pictures of yourself online, number one? And does it get closer to your goal of being married for the rest of your life with a soulmate that you love?
I feel obviously, I want to get married, and obviously, I feel like if I was with a guy and he didn't accept my past, I wouldn't want to be with him.
Not your past, if you're still doing it.
If he
If you
didn't
quit.
accept it, then
So
piss off.
let me ask you a hypothetical. If you met a man and he says, I'm earning $2 million a year, would you quit OnlyFans?
Okay, like that, yes. If they can make as much as I can, then yes.
So you would quit OnlyFans?
But if they're going to say like stop doing it, but they're not doing anything with their life, then no, I'm not going to
Okay.
stop.
So it's just purely financial for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Would you agree it's just purely financial for you?
Literally, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that you have more to offer to the world than your body?
Of course.
Yeah.
Then why don't you do that?
Because I
we
just chose not to.
yeah.
Because you chose. But I know. But don't you think
I mean,
you're?
we have more to offer, but we also want to be able to travel and explore.
Okay.
You know
No.
what
Now
I
we're
mean?
getting
And
somewhere.
be
So you
adventurous.
want a fun life.
Yeah, a free
Yes.
life where we
Okay.
can travel, like live our life like young.
Everything in life comes with a cost.
Of course.
And the cost for you is that your body will now be shared by tens of thousands of
Yeah.
people, not just your soulmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you feel a little bit of sadness that you wish that your body would just be sold with your future, shared with your future soulmate?
I did have that mindset, and then like I feel like men actually changed me and turned me into this person. And
Who did? A men?
No, like
Oh.
men in general, like they just turned me into this person. And like, I didn't plan my life going this way. It was literally a 1-minute decision. And I thought I might as well. They all view me the same, so I'll just throw my life in and do it.
Well,
But I feel like if a man wants to be with me and love me for who I am, then so be it. But if they're gonna judge me for what my work is and what I do, then I'm not gonna let them in my life.
right. So the judging is a separate issue. I'm just, do you think the type of man you want, I imagine, is one that tells the truth and that is loyal to you?
Yeah.
That pool of men that you eventually want to have a family with,
Yeah.
do you think they will look fondly upon OnlyFans girls?
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I could tell you as a man that we look so lowly on OnlyFans girls. It's the equivalent to digital prostitution.
Yeah.
That's your opinion.
No, it's not.
Really?
It's the average Western male.
I don't know if it's
Wait,
like.
what is his opinion?
I mean, it's not an opinion. It's
Yes.
it is factual that the average Western male looks at OnlyFans no different than an escort service delivered digitally.
Well, isn't it just objectively true?
And I'm not trying to attack either of you. I think you're both victims caught up in this terrible trend. I just want to ask you, have you thought deeply about how this might get you further from your goal, not closer to your goal?
Yeah. Like, I have definitely thought about that.
But
Like, when,
that's-
I first started it, I was like, this comes with, like, consequences, though. So, like, I obviously thought about it and was like, but I'm going to do this. And obviously it's going to be harder to find a guy to marry, but I'm taking that risk.
Yeah, I've always thought about just taking the risk. And I've always been like a risk taker. I don't really care about what anyone else thinks. Like, that's up to you and what you think. But if I think that I can get somewhere by it, then I'm going to do it.
Do you both want children?
Yeah.
Well, I do, but I don't know if I can.
You mean physically or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to have children and you were to go to your first grader's career day and you were to present to a bunch of first graders, how would you describe what you do to a bunch of first graders?
Well, I don't think that I'll still be doing OnlyFans when I do have kids. I feel like that's something that I would stop before
Okay.
I did have kids.
Yeah.
Just so, like, it's not like, obviously, like, the internet is always going to be there. But I
The
feel like
internet
it's
is forever, yeah.
but I feel like it's something that I would stop before I did have children, kind of thing.
Can I ask approximately? I have no idea. How much money do you earn annually? Is that okay to ask? I'm just curious.
So in the last 6 months, I've earned over $115,000
U.S. dollars or
AUS.
AUS. So what is
Yeah.
that conversion rate? Like 80%?
So
right?
like yeah, so it was
You
like
can buy like a croissant or something with that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's 80,000 American, right? About.
yeah,
Is that correct?
yeah, I think so.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
That's
Okay.
in 6
no.
months.
Yeah,
So you're projected to have like over 180,000 by next year. 160.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you have more on that?
No,
or-
I just want to make sure everybody watching and you guys all think deeply about that and how men view not just OnlyFans culture, but you all said marriage, and some of you said marriage and kids is the most important thing, but far too often our actions and what we do every day is actually not getting us closer to our stated goal.
Well, you can say that to the subscribers too, who subscribe to their.
Oh, don't- I mean, I think that-
contribute to their pockets, but that's what I mean.
They should be
how
shamed.
can we find husbands in our 20s, in our early 20s? I'm not in my early 20s, but how could we find husbands if they're busy subscribing to OnlyFans chicks?
Yeah, well, not every man is, and that's a
Sure.
really good question. So where did all the good men go? I talk about this in my book, actually. The first piece of advice I have for young ladies is do not post suggestive material of yourself online. Men want what they cannot see and cannot have. Mystery is lacking in the West. And I know this is lost on a lot of young ladies. They say, the more I post of myself on, with a bikini on the beach, the more men will like you. No, I mean, the more they'll want to have sex
attention.
with you,
Yeah.
but then they'll look at you as just a visual or commodity, not as a future soulmate. And the second part is, to be perfectly honest with you, religious men check a lot of the boxes that you guys are looking for. I know that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's why
Can
I feel like that's one reason why I was able to find men like that. It's because even though they weren't conservative, they still had very, very deep religious values.
Can you tell me more? That's so interesting.
Mainly Catholic. I'm also Catholic.
Yeah. So, and they believed in the God, right? They wanted to have a family.
Yeah, they didn't necessarily like read the Bible word for word
Of
every
course.
day, but they like followed the Bible.
So, would you say that's, if you're looking to find a man in the West and it's your number one priority, and you were given a random selection of a Catholic man or kind of a femboy atheist, you would take the Catholic?
Yeah, I would.
Would you?
The Catholic, yes. I think femboy atheist is so
So,
funny.
how many of you are then going to church actively trying to find a man?
I mean, I don't need to.
I also
Well, I know, but
I didn't meet any of my boyfriends
Okay,
in church,
fair enough.
and I feel like I wouldn't have if I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you can meet a really religious man outside of church.
Fair enough, yeah.
You just have to find where you guys both coincide, and yeah, like at the library, studying for your exams, for example.
I actually recommend to my single friends to find men in the church because
I agree.
usually stand-up guys, typically.
Yeah, and I mean, there's exceptions to every rule. And so my advice to my two Australian friends is that if you want the thing that is the most important thing to you, start making those decisions younger than older, because you might end up be filled with a lot of money and a lot of regret.
Wow, that is, whew, that's a lot to like soak in into my body. He made a whole bunch of sense, because what? I'm just listening to these girls and I'm like, I just feel like money has been so prioritized these days, like everywhere in the world, that it's like anybody is ready to do anything for the money. Like it doesn't even matter if my morals are being crushed, my dignity is being crushed. You know, I mean, so many other things. I mean, my thoughts, my belief, my, how would I put it? Yeah, the way people see me, like there is no more shame, there is no more how would I put it, yeah, shame just cuts it. I mean, at this particular point, because I mean, I know a lot of people go through a lot, and because of at that point in time they needed money and they couldn't get it, so there are all this bunch of other ways that you can just easily make money online, or you just selling yourself out. I mean, these things, they would haunt you for like the rest of your life. I mean, you're gonna later want to have a kid or later want to be something better. I mean, Christ can find you at any point in time. But the people, I mean, the internet would never forget. Like that is one thing they would never forget. It would want to haunt you. Like the devil would want to like make you feel like you're not even worth it. I know, like we make some certain decisions that comes with a very high cost of consequences that sometimes can even lead to depression or even suicidal. So like, yeah, we are young, we want to live the life, want to travel and all that. There is nothing wrong in wanting all that kind of thing, but just like how Charlie said, you have to make your decisions that will bring you closer to your goal, and not just having it just right now, and like the later future is going to be like all messed up and black. Yeah, when it comes to what they're talking, do you want to prioritize marriage first before college? I feel that both can go hand in hand. Like you can be in school, learning, improving on so many things, getting to meet people, but keeping to yourself, trying to discern who is what's it, what's your time, what's your time, your money, or what's your body. You understand? So, I mean, I feel those two things can work hand in hand. I don't think I have to focus on marriage first and just abandon finances and just, we're looking for one man, one place, or not even go to school. Nah, I feel you can do both, just make sure that you don't just give yourself up for, like the Bible says, don't give your pearls to pigs. And that's what it feels like when you're doing, when everybody can have access to you. It just feels like you don't regard yourself, you don't love yourself. I feel when you don't love yourself, you think money is the only thing. That means you've given up your identity for money. So I don't know, it is sad, it's sad, but I'm not judging anybody. If anyone, a grown-up adult, choose to show their body or sell it out for money, I just sometimes I don't know how, like, the health complications. I mean, it's so much, like, mentally draining. I can't even think about it. I mean, I would say kudos to those people that are doing those things, because it's not even easy. I mean, it doesn't come cheap. You don't know what these people, I mean, and I know some very annoying wicked men. They'll be like, oh, I'm paying for it. They just handle you in so many. I mean, I've heard stories of people that go into stuffs like this. I mean, there's so much to it, there's so much. And I just hope that these ladies would, respect and love themselves more. I know that not even money deserve better than they deserve. Like, yeah, I prioritize myself above everything. Aside God, I prioritize myself above everything. I mean, not even money can steal my joy or can make me feel less of myself. So I just feel like if every girl can love themselves, nobody, like, know when you want to make that decision to open up with someone or give your body to someone, that person has to be worth it. I mean, you have to really, really take your time. And I feel like there is these days, I mean, nobody wants to take their time, nobody wants to be patient, nobody wants to work, like, they just want to get things easy. And that's why we have a lot of girls out there doing all this stuff, because they just don't want to go there. They feel like working is hard, since I have a pretty face, I have a banging body, I mean, that's all I need. Yeah, sex is sweet, and it's enjoyable when you do it with the right person. Sex is actually amazing, and it brings, bond, love, and all the things. But you sharing that with a lot of people, it's not a marathon that you have to run it, or it's not a game that you just play at the end of the day. No, it's sad, honestly, it's sad. And I just hope people would love themselves more and make a decision that would not jeopardize their identity, their how would I put it, the love of their self-love. I mean, it's very, very much important. So yeah, what do you think about this video in the comment section? Let me know. Would you prioritize marriage before finances, or career before marriage, or you think both can be done at the same time? So let's have fun in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I feel like I said a bit much on this one. I'll just leave it for you guys to, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching once again. Thank you so much. I love you so, so much.